Hello. I'm back, and what is going on today is I'm going to talk to you about this exercise. Yes, it's called string array duplicates. It is from Codewars, and it is a Python exercise. So let's get in here. Whoops. In this one, the menu keeps coming up. In this one, you're going to be given an array of strings. And your task is to remove all consecutive duplicate letters from each string in the array. So, because of my large type, it's going to be hard to see this, so I'll scroll a little bit. But this is your initial list of strings. And then over here is the transformation. And notice this one over here, a lot, or whatever the hell that says. You move it over here, the consecutive duplicates are gone. The double L is gone, the double T is gone. And then a sessy, whatever the hell that means, it is transformed to no consecutive duplicates. So the idea is to get rid of consecutive duplicates inside this list of strings. And there's another example down here where you have double L's, double S's, double E's, N's, S's. They get removed. So yeah, fairly simple idea. Not terribly difficult to think of how to do and how to implement. The extra complication comes from the fact that you have strings in a list and you're going to be cycling through that list. So kind of an extra layer of depth, I guess you could say, but we'll figure it out and we'll do it. So now that the stage is set on this one, I'm going to go into the editing area and do my thing. First, I'm going to create a string to store. Actually, that's not completely correct, because my final thing is going to be a list of strings. But yeah, I am going to create a string because I'm going to create a string to store each modified string. Like once I remove the duplicates, I'm going to store those in a string, or that string, sorry. Once I remove the duplicates, I'm going to store that in a string, and then I'm going to use that string to replace what's already there in the element. There'll be a lot going on in this one. So I'll call this string no dupes. It can be equal to empty string. And also to be able to do the thing of what I'm going to do here is to be able to remove the duplication, I'm going to copy from one string to another, and to ensure that I don't copy consecutive duplicates, I'm going to store each last character to ensure that the next character does not match the previous character. So I'm going to, for each character that I copy over to a new string, I'm going to store that character so that on the next turn I can compare the two, and if they're the same, I'm not going to do a copy. Like if I copy over an L and my next one's an L, I'm not going to do that copy because they are consecutive. So I'm saying all that to say that I'm going to create a variable to store my previous character. And then I can start the looping. And I know I'm not really explaining my entire process, but I'll explain it as I go along, I think. Stay tuned and you'll find out. So I'm going to loop, and I think I actually want to do I here. I'm going to loop through the original list, and it's got that name. And then I'm going to, for each item in the list is a string. And I need to actually loop through the string character by character so that I can remove the consecutive duplication. So this loop is going to be for to get to each string, I'm going to do a nested loop to get to each character in each string. So the len of arry index I, because I'm going, the list index I is going to be each individual string within the list. Hope you're following. I'm having trouble myself. So here in this nested loop, I'm going to be doing the copying over from string containing consecutive duplicates to the string containing no, or the string that will contain no duplication. So I'm going to do an if statement that says if what I'm copying over is not equal to the previous character, then I'm going to do the copy via concatenation, really. J. Yep. And notice that I haven't really set previous character yet. Like initially when you come in here on iteration 0, previous character is going to be an empty character. Well, it works out because, of course, the first character you copy over is not going to be equal to an empty string, so the copying will work. What I'm going to do next is, let's see, after the body of the if, I'm going to set previous character to the character I just copied over. Yeah. So now previous character is set for the next iteration. So when this loops back around, previous character is going to contain the last character that was copied, and then this comparison will kind of be, it's going to be more apt or make more sense because it'll be the last one copied. So if they are the same, it won't do the copying or concatenation. All right, going back in here. And so once the inner loop is over, I want to reset my previous char to empty because I'm going to be going into the next string. So I don't want this previous character to contain some character from the last string and have it mess up my next string. So I got to reset it here. And also, after I reset this, I'm gonna take my newly modified no consecutive duplicates string, and I'm gonna replace the current string that may contain consecutive duplicates. So I'm gonna do this, no dupes, copy, really gonna make it equal to no dupes, because no dupes is my new improved string that does not contain consecutive duplicates. So I'm going to take it, copy it in, or really overwrite the string that was there. All right, and once I've done that, I'm now going to clear out no dupes because I want to make it ready for the next string to do the removal of the duplication, that whole song and dance. Okay. And interestingly, we're almost done with this because that's pretty much the entire process. Once the outer loop is done, I'm just going to return that same array because I've really just modified the array by, I've removed the consecutive duplication from each string by really overriding each string with a new string that has no consecutive duplicates. Once I'm done with that, the whole thing is done. So very good, very good. A matchup indentation. I'm just going to take this thing for a spin. Try my luck. That looks good. And that looks good. Correct Amundo. Let me go over this again really quickly before I break north on them, like ultramagnetic MCs. All right. So create character to store, or not character, create a string to store the modified string that does not contain consecutive duplicates. And I also make a string to store the previous character so that I don't write the same character twice in a row. Then I loop through my original array, going string by string. Then I loop through each string, going character by character. Then if the character that I'm currently on is not equal to the last character that I was on, then I am going to concatenate it to my new string. And once I do the concatenation to the new string, I'm going to store the character that I just copied in previous character so that I can be ready for the next character to see if this previous character equals that one. So to avoid duplication on the next turn and the next turn and the next turn. After this for loop, I am going to clear out previous character completely because I want it ready for the next string. I'm going to take my modified string and replace the original string in this slot of the list. And I am going to then really delete my modified string to make it ready for the next string. So all these maintenance activities down here. And once everything is done, I return and get my points and jet the heck out of here. So that's it. See what y'all can do with that. But yeah, this one's good. This one is solved. So explanation complete. And that means I'm out of here. So I will see y'all later.